morning or good afternoon. This is Ed Renabo coming to you from Lapu Lapu City, Cebu province, in the Philippines with the Ed Travels, I Took the Leap travel blog, COVID-19 update for here, April 22nd, 2020. And as always, I start off with the numbers and my new numbers format because these numbers, to keep it professional, I say that they're fluid. In all fairness, it's absolutely impossible to get an exact count, and I'm not professing that I have one. But I'm going to go off the best reliable source of a couple of sources, and I kind of average it out among the three: CDC, Worldometers, and another website. Worldwide, about 2.6 million confirmed cases internationally, with 178,000 deaths. The USA, 826,000 with 45,000 deaths. Here in Cebu, 6,710 cases with 446 deaths. Cebu City, which is right across the bridge from here, where I am on my town, Lapu Lapu City, went from 153 yesterday to like 173 to 160 something yesterday to 173 as I sit here now. And here in Lapu Lapu, we went from 8, I believe, or 7, I believe, and we just got 5 more. Anyway, something like that, or 12 or 13, and now we're sitting at 18 total cases. Even though there was a website here that said we got 18 new cases, no. Gwendolyn Garcia put out that there were 18 total cases in Lapu Lapu City where I am and 0 deaths. Now, I'm going to say this. I was going to start somewhere else, but let me touch on this. Don't believe the first thing that you hear. If there is one thing I can totally say about here in the Philippines, and I can only speak for here, is that the information comes out hard, fast, quick, and usually incorrect. So verify. Don't believe the first thing that you hear. But please stay your ass at home. We're on odd number, even number shopping schedule. I went shopping Monday. Did a little more shopping today because it was Wednesday. I have an odd number. Works great actually. At the grocery store, hardly anybody in there. There's hardly anybody in the grocery store. Because it's just odd numbers. The streets are kind of more vacant because it's only odd number license plate numbers, so that makes sense. Keeping the deaths down here, the testing is going about it, but I have to speak on the U.S. I was living in Georgia, between Georgia and North Carolina, but I was living in Atlanta, Georgia, and in his infinite wisdom, the governor of Georgia, Brian Kemp, decided that he was going to reopen the economy. And I believe it was gyms, massage therapists, bowling alleys, and then there's going to be movie theaters and things of that nature in a couple more days. And I just have to say one thing. What in the are you thinking? With cases spiking in the Atlanta area or the whole state of Georgia, and we know that approximately half of the population of Georgia is Metro Atlanta, why would you reopen? Is there pressure from someone who I should keep nameless in the White House who's pushing you as a Republican? You're the same freaking governor that sat back and said you didn't know that people could be asymptomatic. The CDC is right off Piedmont in Atlanta, you moron, that you could go and find out. I'm sure somebody could have advised you. Excuse me if I get a little emotional, but my mom and my sister who has a compromised immune system are there. They're in the epicenter of this, and this politician is reopening the state of Georgia, and I'm pretty sure I think Tennessee, South Carolina, Texas, a bunch of other states are following along. I'm going to tell you this. Common sense isn't common. A gym, where else could you pass the virus like that? Everybody using the same common equipment. Everybody not washing their hands off. Places where you have physical contact, like a hair salon. And oh my God, massage therapy. Tell me how you practice social distancing in massage therapy. I just can't believe I'm even addressing this. And then I had another friend of mine on Facebook that said, well, you know, maybe the social distancing methods haven't worked, and the people that are protesting, you know, we'll see if they've worked. Let me tell you something, genius. You haven't practiced social distancing. If you're one of the people protesting, there's no way you can say social distance doesn't work because you haven't practiced it. Let me tell you from firsthand knowledge of social distancing. Here in the Philippines, they arrest you if you don't. The security guard inside the grocery store says, hey, stand on the tape, you stand there, hey, you're getting too close. They're not playing. And we have, 18 cases and no deaths. A city of 500,000 people. I think that's pretty goddamn good. Granted, I don't know what the testing is, but that's still good. Because if everybody ain't testing, everybody's on the same sheet of music. They're arresting you for not wearing a mask outside. If you're not adhering to these, and people here are doing something that a lot of people in the U.S. aren't doing, and that's actually listening to the freaking rules and obeying them. You do what you want to do. But and I'm going to say this, and I'm going to get off this topic. I know this might sound mean, but I mean it from the bottom of my heart. If you're one of these morons that ignores the rules, and you get sick, when you go to the hospital, this should put you at the back of the line. Because you willfully made a decision to disregard the rules that were set by your local government, your state government, and health officials to try to keep you and other people safe. If you ignored it, they should put your ass in the back of the line. That's just how I feel. Now, as for me here in the Philippines, from a personal note, even for me, it started to get to me a little bit today, but I had a great day bonding with the security guards downstairs. My friend Miss Sharon, thank you for the second day of making me some very delicious homemade bread. I wish you could be here to smell it and taste it. Sharon, thank you so very much. Salamat. Thank you. Salamat. Thank you so much. And Visayan, that means thank you. Salamat. Thank you so much. I mean, it's life goes on here. As I walk up and down the street, every little subdivision, every little community within the barangay has big signs up. Stay home, no outsiders, and they're keeping it Gucci. They're keeping it family. People are adhering to it. The big news here, besides 173 cases in Cebu City, which is across the bridge, a newborn baby was diagnosed, which is a first here. Also, the mayor of Cebu City, and these are contradicting reports again. At one point, it came out and said that he had extended the enhanced community quarantine due to the uptick in cases in Cebu City until May 30th, and then he came out saying he hasn't officially done it. But based on the information that I got, that has been extended. Now, like I told you before, we have Metro Cebu City is made up of Cebu City, Mandawi, and Lapu Lapu, which is here on Mactan Island. Each one has a mayor, and we here in Lapu Lapu are still going by what our mayor said, that this is until the 28th. But of course, everything is in flux. It might change, maybe to mid-May, the end of May, maybe into June. I have to say, something that really is getting on my nerves here is when I hear people start to refer to countries as third world. I understand what it means in the grand scheme of things, in the context as far as the economic, the infrastructural development of that particular region of that country in the world. But it's also become sort of a diss. You know, oh, you're a third world country. How could you live there? I'm going to say something to you, pimpin'. I'm sorry to get that way. But I'm happy to be in the Philippines right now. I feel safer in the Philippines than I would in Atlanta or Decatur, Georgia right now. And I'm just going to keep it real. I love my country. I serve my country. America gave me and my family a chance, helped me become the person that I was. And every night, and I pray and I worry about each and every one of the people that I care about, and even some people I don't care about. But I'm happy to be in the Philippines right now. I just keep it real, keep it 100. I really will. Because at least here, people are trying. Yeah, sometimes it can be a cluster F, but people are trying. That's what happens in times like this. But people are genuinely trying to do their best, to listen to what the experts tell them. Not people that say, well, I'm not a doctor, but you can reopen the country as soon as you can. If you're dumb enough to listen to it, more power to you. And I do have to say this to some of my expat buddies in general. I see a lot of disparaging remarks on these Facebook pages, especially coming from frustrated, stuck in the house, troll expats that disparage the Filipino government. No government is perfect. Every government has their own things, but remember this, genius. You're a guest in this country. Show some damn respect. You're a guest here. You didn't have to come here. You chose to come here. So show some respect. And I really want to end on a positive note, which is so funny. But I want to end on a positive note. I just want you to understand that you need to stay connected. Please stay connected. I try to tap into at least one or two video conference calls. I video conference different people, Cambodia, Saudi Arabia, the USA, the UK. I try to, Uganda. I try to stay connected because it makes me feel like I'm still some sort of normalcy in this world. And this is something I did yesterday, and this is just me. I subscribe to the New York Times, the digital package, which is $1 a week. And I got access to their podcast, their digital content and all that. But there was a podcast I listened to, and it was from April 20th. It was a great podcast. Thanks, Seth, for suggesting it for me. But it was a little sombering. It was a little eye-opening because the gentleman that spoke predicted everything. He predicted how it would go down in the U.S., how it would go down worldwide. Almost everything he predicted happened exactly the way he said. He said, in his professional opinion, having worked with other pandemics, he sees this particular pandemic not getting back to some sort of normal, especially in the U.S., until 1.5 to 2 years. That the fastest time a virus was ever developed and tested and widely available was 4 years. That we have 320 million people, and the average factory producing a vaccine can do 10 to 12 million doses a day. So you do the math. Again, we're in it for the long haul. Yes, it's inconvenient. I don't like it. You don't like it. But you're going to be in a rush to die. I'm not being a fearmonger, but use your head. Listen to the people that were trained to do this. And all you people with your conspiracy theories and all of this, do me a favor, just keep it to yourself. Today on my message, I talked about filling someone else's glass. I have to say that tonight, I was a little discouraged the other day about something that happened with this whole little food thing I was doing, but today has been absolutely wonderful. I went up the street to my friend, a really good local friend of mine. I call him Kuyak, which means big brother. And, his family has owned this guitar shop here, and I'll discuss that, why they make guitars here in the Buno Pajak. But he mentioned to me yesterday that he has some workers that, he was trying to, he's a good guy. Even though he's not employed, he's still doling out a little cash here and there. So I took him some food this afternoon, and they were very happy to get that. And also, I'm on the second floor of this four-story condo building, and young lady downstairs, she was watching me, but she didn't say anything to me, and I noticed it. But when I came back from delivering that food, the security guard I talked to sort of mentioned me, Edward, if you can help, there's another family upstairs. The husband is out of work. There are 4 kids and a baby, and I was able to rush down here to my room, put together a packet, And I tried to give it to the guard so he could take it to them, but then they insisted that I come. So I walked up to the 4th floor and knocked on the door. A little kid asked, a beautiful little girl and her brother, and I gave them the food. The lady was just so appreciative, and she was a little embarrassed to take a pic. I can understand how that is, because I want the people that donated to know that where this food is going, but we're going to work on that. And I was able to give that to her. I noticed that she had a little baby. Here I have some more milk, and I think that in the wee hours of the morning when they wake up, they're going to have a little surprise package outside for the baby. But that's about filling somebody else's glass. The only way that I'm able to get peace and to get blessings and to feel that way is if I give it. So I'm going to continue to give. I'm going to continue to give as much as I can. As humbly and as honestly and as genuinely as I can, I'm going to continue to give. And I urge you to do the same thing. I want to look at my notes here to make sure I have not forgotten anything, but I do want to say this. Please be safe. Use common sense. Wash your hands, stay clean, and if you can, please stay home. This is Ed when I was signing off. Please do me a favor. Don't forget to click subscribe, click the bell icon, like the video. If you will, leave me some comments. I really appreciate it. Remember, I love you, and there's nothing you can do about it. Namaste.